An American superhero TV series, The Flash has sustained a level of quality that most other contemporary superhero dramas can only aspire to. The stories are great. But actually, there are things throughout the show that are not noticed by kids. So let's see The Flash 10 things only adults noticed. Number 10. I Want to See It. In the first season, episode 4, Barry gets a surprise visit from an old friend, Felicity Smoke, who actually heard about his new abilities and came to check them out for herself. She'd overheard Barry and Oliver Queen when Barry went to Starling in the premiere. So she came to check out his powers. By that time, she also had a crush on Barry and goes with him, Iris, and Eddie to a trivia night. But several minutes after they met, Felicity asked him the weirdest question that a guy can get. "Can I see it?" Wait a second, young lady, what exactly do you mean? Well, you can see how awkward that scene was. Like, how could it not be awkward? And especially for Barry, who is highly dirty-minded. But Felicity explained what she meant. And by it, I mean your speed, in case you thought I was talking about something else, which I was not.
No, there is no one.
I'll get us some more drinks.
And I had too many of those first ones, so I will be right back.
Number 9. 3 nights in a row. Alright, West Allen is the het ship between Barry and Iris. From the very beginning, fans knew The Flash was going to adapt Iris and Barry's love story throughout the course of the series. The couple has a long history that goes all the way back to 1956 when they first appeared in DC Comics. While there are decades of material to pull from, The Flash still needed to find the right actors with the perfect chemistry in order to pull off the storyline, and the writing needed to translate the character's long comics history. Fortunately, the Arrowverse had the perfect duo with Gustin and Patton, and the well-crafted pilot seeded their characters' relationship being an endgame. Even though Barry and Iris had other love interests before they got together, The Flash didn't stray away from their commitment to Barry and Iris, and they get along really greatly. Do you remember when Iris was sad because Barry was leaving her in the middle of the night to work for 3 nights in a row? Well, she got fed up with that, and she told him so. And what could Barry come up to say if not this? I know another thing that happened 3 nights in a row. Barry, come on, that was definitely kind of awkward. Number 8. Daddy loves the medal. In the 6th season, when it was all about Valentine's Day, Goldface returned. It turns out he and Amunet used to date, but now they're enemies and are after the same thing. But wait, their kiss scene was like things that can get you really turned off or annoyed or whatever you call this. When Amunet said that she should take off her gauntlet, Goldface said words that you can never forget. "Leave it on, girl. Daddy likes the medal." What the hell did he just say? Number 7. Braless. Felicity, a blonde, technologically gifted member of Team Arrow, was part of the scene that only adults noticed. You know that baricity is a thing, right? Well, we're talking about the het ship between Barry and Felicity. In Season 1, Episode 8, Felicity Smoke gets a scene where the Flash runs so fast her shirt catches on fire and she has to take it off. Cisco and Snow walk in just as she's stripping down to her bra, and might as well make a sitcom ooh sound. "I'm glad I decided not to go braless," said Felicity right before covering her chest with a bag. Smoke even made Barry blush when she went on and on about how they would have been a terrible couple. "What brings you back to Central City?" "Not Barry," she was asked, and that's what she replied with. "No, not Barry. This? Not happening." We looked down that road and we said, "No, thank you."
Oh, I'm sorry.
Number 6. Of Peaches and Eggplants. In Season 5, Episode 20, Sherlock feels his phone vibrate in his tweed jacket's pocket. It was a text message from his girlfriend that included several emojis. Well, as you know, emojis are today's new slang language, but it seems Sherlock does not really get it. Why? Because he thinks that peaches and eggplant emojis can't be anything but the delightful fruits and vegetables. So cute, Sherlock. Number 5. Still Inside Ronald. In Season 1, Episode 14, Fallout, Cisco makes a great meta joke about a metahuman, but his funniest line comes a little later in the same scene. As the Ronnie Stein connection lingers, Stein, referring to his mental state, says, "I'm still inside Ronald." Cisco, not missing a beat, replies, "There has to be a better way to phrase that." Number 4. Yummy. It was just one typical morning when Iris was preparing breakfast for Barry. Considering that Iris is not a great chef, we think we all know what Barry meant when he said yummy right after entering the kitchen. Maybe he was sarcastic, but we don't think so. With his dirty mind, we don't think he was even talking about food. Like, come on, isn't that typical Barry? Even his face when he says that proves that it has nothing to do with the breakfast. Number 3. Ralph's calculating skills. When it comes to the breast size of women, Ralph is definitely somewhere near calculating with his super mathematically trained brain. When he first met the team, Caitlin was talking about the superpowers of one of the villains Barry has to fight. The only thing that he could reply to that was, That's really smart, 342534. When Caitlin asked if he actually guessed her bra size, Barry was the one who told her not to pay much attention. Maybe that man knows better about Ralph, right? Number 2. Using his speedster skills. In Season 3, Episode 4, there were several members of Team Flash dealing with relationship issues. There's Wally and Jesse, who have had some kind of connection since Jesse's first visit to Earth Prime, and Jesse wants to take their relationship to the next level, but Wally is hesitant. And there's Barry and Iris, who are enjoying finally being together. However, Barry still feels kind of uncomfortable and gets weird whenever Joe is around. Iris doesn't have time for his foolishness, telling Barry he needs to talk to Joe about their relationship. She doesn't want to have to worry about kissing him in front of her father, which is a fair point. So what was Barry supposed to do but use his speedster skills to make sure Joe doesn't see the couple making out on the living room couch? Come on, Barry. Why you hiding? Are you like 14 or what?
Hey, hi. I thought,
Number 1. Entirely up to you. After suffering from lots of nightmares, Barry was finally ready to get some sleep. And just as Iris told him that he can finally go to bed, Barry once again proved that his brain works in a really dirty way. Instead of sleeping and getting some rest, he said, well, that last part is entirely up to you. And judging by the look that these two swapped, we don't think they decided to sleep. Since we're speaking about those lovebirds, there are actually some characters that would make the best boyfriends. Take Wally West, for example. Wally struggled with controlling his emotions sometimes and with getting closer to his family first. It soon became obvious he was sweet, funny, and kind, though. Wally has a big heart, and when he and Jesse started dating, it looked like he would do anything for her. The couple did not end well as Jesse broke up with Wally over a message, but for a different girl, Wally would be a really good match. Even Joe West would be great in this. It's true Joe's first marriage didn't last, but even so, Joe is a devoted father to all of his children, and he has a strong desire to protect his loved ones. At the same time, he realized he has to let his family live their own lives. Joe lets other people follow their path, but he's there for them whenever they need him. His relationship with Cecile is sweet and full of mutual respect. Joe has been through a lot, and it taught him many things about love as well as other aspects of life. Ralph? Well, Ralph Dibny wasn't always too sympathetic a person. But once he got his powers and joined Team Flash, he turned his life around. Ralph can be a bit awkward and doesn't take things seriously. However, he means well and wants to help his friends. When Killer Frost was under the weather, he did his best to cheer her up. Ralph is devoted to his loved ones, and it's safe to assume he would put similar care in his romantic relationships as well. Cisco Ramon is also one of these men. Cisco is a good person, no arguments about that. Now, thanks to his enormous intellect, he can get buried in his work sometimes, but whenever his friends need his help, Cisco is quick to try and devise a solution to a problem. And he's gracious in romantic relationships too. He let Kendra go without lashing out because he realized she needed to find herself. Cisco always does the best thing for his loved ones, girlfriends included. What do you think about The Flash? Did you notice these moments? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from us. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.